Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
India's innovation landscape has witnessed significant growth and transformation over the past decade. Driven by various factors such as government initiatives, entrepreneurship ecosystem development, increasing investment in research and development, and technological advancements. We caught up with one of the beacons of entrepreneurship in India, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, Special Chief Secretary, Government of Telangana, known for his transformational work in the space of innovation and startups. We began by asking him about the fast developing innovation culture in the country and what has contributed to it.
So, two, three things have happened simultaneously, Karthik. One, of course, is that the national government gave lots of importance to innovation, entrepreneurship. Honorable Prime Minister himself created this flagship program called Startup India. Lots of policy reforms were brought in to support startups. DPIIT was made up. Nodal agency to work with startups, take care of all the challenges and problems that they have faced. Many states also decided that at the state level also, many things can be done to support innovation and entrepreneurship. Telangana was one of the first states, possibly the first state, to design its own innovation and startup policy, create institutions, create infrastructure. So some of the facilities that we have in Hyderabad today, like the T-Hub, P-Hub, T-Works, etc. And as a government, we had a vision that creating this kind of an ecosystem is important to attract more and more startups. We realized very early that these are the people who are going to contribute to the growth of the economy. They are the ones who will contribute to addition of new jobs, etc. Typically, if you look at the past, the world of innovation, entrepreneurship, etc., was something where not much of corporate presence was seen. It was believed that market will take care of this. If someone has merit, if some innovator has a good idea, the market will support, the market will pick the winners, as the expression used to go. And it was felt that if the government stays away, that is the best thing which the government is doing on this sector. But later on, people realized that, of course, when you say that government should stay away, the idea is that government should not get into micromanagement, what regulation, but strategic support. What are the difficulties that can be faced by you and as a government to resolve those difficulties, to lower the barriers and the iteration also. So we have been very successful in Telangana. For those who are not familiar with Hyderabad, there is an enclave in Hyderabad which is called Cyberabad, where all these tech companies, all these learning institutions like the Indian School of Business, IIT, all of them are located. So for a young entrepreneur, that is the most happening place, and he would like to be there to participate in all these activities, to network, to buy, to get some kind of spillover benefits, etc. But like any big city, if there is too much of attraction of a particular location, the property rentals also go. So this is what the startups told us, that we want to be inside Hyderabad, but at this stage of our journey, and you don't have stable revenues, we are just beginning, we are going to start to pay huge rentals is beyond our capacity. And therefore, instead of setting up our office in Cyberabad, we are forced to be in let's say Begumpet or Secunderabad. I mean, these are also good neighborhoods in natural comfort. This is not the roughly this. And particularly Hyderabad is a technology city, so people would like to pay them on trips. So that prompted us to think, why don't we create space and give it to startups at an absolutely throwaway price. Then, so the genesis of TM was like that he'll provide space and startups can go and occupy that space, need not worry about the rental, it's probably charged up. But then as TM evolved, we realized that this is more than space. Space is important, but what happens inside the space is far more important. How do you support startups, how do you mentor them, how do you guide them about technology, how do you help them understand other markets, how do you help them differentiate their solution for it. So various other things which happen are far more valuable and important for this time. Space is important, but everything else beyond that also is much more important. So one is, of course, you rightly pointed out that we brought a good policy, but typically if you look at the way policies have been made in India over the last 75 years, there would have been hundreds of great policies, brilliant policies. But many times people comment that the policy remains in the book only, very little action is seen on the ground. So we have done more things beyond policy also. The second thing which we have done is to create institutions. So I gave the example of T-Hub. That's an institution which focuses on technology, on the shape. There's an institution called T-Bikes, which looks at innovation in hardware, manufacturing, prototyping. There's a similar institution to T-Hub called V-Hub, which focuses on women entrepreneurship. In the event in which the two of us participated at White Level, I introduced another institution, which is called Y-Hub, which is to promote innovation and entrepreneurship amongst own children. There's one institution which does this for college students, which is called DAS. We also have one institution which looks after rural innovation, because typically the belief is that only people who are in the city, who speak English, who have college degrees, they have the capability to innovate. But that is not true. Hundreds of brilliant people in the rural areas, in working class neighborhoods, in urban areas, they are also giving very good solutions and products. So we have created one institution only to look at rural grassroots social kind of innovation, which is called the Telangana State Innovation Center. So we have created multiple institutions, and each of them have a mandate to promote some part of that policy. So there's a very direct implementation path in Telangana on how the policy will be actually brought into the reality of the work. And the third important thing which we have done, so as I said, policy institutions. One question that will automatically arise is, who is running all these institutions? Who is running TIRA, going out to the, who is running tasks, so on and so forth. So again, this is a matter of great foresight and vision, and I would say boldness also on part of the Telangana government. We did admit that there is talent within the government to run such institutions, but we also realized that far better talent exists outside the government. We should encourage them to come and work with us and run all these institutions. So all these institutions that I speak about, there are close to 400 odd people who have been taken from the open market based on their merit, based on their track record. We just met the CEO of Y-Hub in our function in the morning. So she's not from the government. Then are 400 such people who are all from the private sector, who are like over track record, or participating in innovation and entrepreneurship. Is that any they work with us with like uses? Technology is giving lots of opportunities for solving some of the problems which possibly were unsolved for maybe hundreds of years. But the adverse consequence is this. Hackers are getting hacked, being scammed, lots of ransomware, malware, all kinds of kind of unpleasant things are happening in the cyber world also. So about 7 years ago, realizing that this will become a very big issue unless there is adequate focus on cybersecurity, particularly for young entrepreneurs and innovators, we have set up a center of excellence on cybersecurity. So it has been set jointly by the Telangana government on one hand, and by an industry body which is called the Data Security Council. We will be familiar that the tech industry has its apex organization which is called ASPA. So ASCOM is of course for regular technology companies, but the companies which are into data security, they have their own apex organization which is called the Data Security Council of India. So DSCM, Telangana government, jointly set up this center of experts on cyber security, which are also co-located within the. So this itself is a very big indicator that how this center works very closely with the innovation ecosystem. And it's 24/7, lots of new solutions, new products, new innovation in the world of cybersecurity is developed, and it is made available to all the startups, all the innovators in the state. So that is the mechanism through which we are taking care of cybersecurity concerns And I can share with you, in the last 6-7 years that the center has been up and running, we have not faced, or our innovators have not faced even one kind of challenging incident of any kind of threat or ransomware. So again, a very important point that you are referring to. So in Telangana, of course, as you know, innovation initially was focused in the city of Hyderabad. Subsequently, we have spread it. So when we started working on developing this innovation ecosystem, we were very clear that government can play some role, but everyone else also have to join her. So we started a campaign which is called Whole of the City approach, which also means that whichever institution is in the process of enabling innovation or actually facilitating innovation, there should be no difference in the SOPs, in the protocols, in the method in which you support startups between what is promoted by the government and what is outside the world. So we are actively created that methodology, which is called whole of the city approach. So every institution which is contributing to innovation, we have a monthly meetup with them. It's a monthly meetup with all the incubation managers in all the institutions. Many incubators are set up in academic institutions. Many incubators are set up in co-working spaces besides the government ones that I spoke about. So today we have been able to reach a situation when there is lots of commonality. Let us say you are a startup, whether you are in T-Hub, which is of course the jewel in our problem, or whether you are in some, there is a fun just in computer or some CCMB incubator or wherever you are. The methodology to onboard you, to identify your requirements, to support you, will be more or less the same actually. So the startups also both feel dissatisfied that if I'm not in T-Hub, maybe I'm not going to get a good deal with I should move somewhere else, but that is not there. T-Hub tries to accommodate as many of them as possible. Obviously, at some stage in time, space will run out. I think therefore the others will go elsewhere. So there is no difference in the way you will be treated regardless of whether you are in the incubator, a accelerator, or a co-working space scene. So that is one thing. And we are very clear. See, today everyone realizes that the best role model anywhere in the world is Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is the place where we call it bigger. Everyone tries to emulate Silicon Valley. If you understand Silicon Valley, what really made it so successful was one very prominent feature is the role played by three very important educational institutions, Stanford, Berkeley, Caltech. If these institutions are not there, the kind of technology entrepreneurship that we have seen emerge from Silicon Valley continues to dazzle retina. That would not have ever happened. So we have also decided to bring all these educational institutions in the fold of innovation. So T-Hub, when it was started, there were three premier educational institutions of Hyderabad who were the founding person. The best technology school, which is called IIT, the best business school, which is the Indian School of Business, and we got the best law school in the state called the Ranjan. So these three contributed to the founding of T-Hub. Even today, they are heads for the board of T-Hub, and faculty give time on the mentoring and support and so on. Academic institutions play very important too. And at some point in time, I was also the officiating vice chancellor, the state university, state technology university called Jawaharlal Nehru Technology University. So in JNTU, we have set up what is called a J-Hub. And different colleges have JNM scopes. So, of course, it was done at the time of my predecessor. The 1 year, 8 months that I spent as officiating vice chancellor at JNTU, we tried to strengthen it, we tried to run more programs, we tried to do better things. So, all these academic institutions have a very valuable role because this is the pipeline. The student today is your future innovator and entrepreneur. So, the colleges don't sow that seeds of entrepreneurship at the college stage, then miracle will not happen all of a sudden. And we play very important. So I'll reflect on a question which you had asked earlier, which I have not completely answered. You asked about social acceptance of someone becoming an entrepreneur. So this again is something which is a big bottleneck or an obstacle, because even today, while things are changing, I'm not saying that nothing has changed and a difficulty remains as before. But still, lots of work needs to be done. It's because many entrepreneurs still feel that within their families, within their social groups, within their communities, if they say that they have a job in a technology company or they get a salary of, say, some X lakhs per month, they're much more respected rather than confessing that, oh, no, I'm trying something on my own and it's done. As of now, I don't have any income, but hopefully I can move. And so social acceptance is still not there. Many entrepreneurs who are in, who kind of meet us, they also tell us that they are below the radar kind of thing more. They don't want their families to know whatever. Still that belief that unless you have got a job, you have not proven yourself. And if someone is in a startup, the automatic conclusion is that you are not good enough to get an organ sector job. So therefore, by default, this is a reality thing. So this mindset needs to change, and it is happening in different ways. So first of all, Honorable Prime Minister of India itself emphasizing so much on startups. That is a very welcome thing, that gives wider sense of acceptance. And everywhere else also, in popular culture, in media. For example, I just point to one simple example. There is a business newspaper which gives annual awards. These are considered to be the most kind of coveted awards for business persons. And this newspaper has been giving these awards for almost, I would imagine, 3-4 decades, possibly even not here. Now, if you earlier saw who were the jury members to select the awardee, you would find what is called the old economy. The heads of old Indian conglomerates, they won't be there in the award selection act. But in the last 7-8 years, if you see who are the jury members, 99% of them are the startup founders who are done very, very well. So what is the change? I mean, the old economy continues to do good. They are important for the country. But the bigger, more transformative kind of change is happening because of these people. The contribution to the economy, the jobs they are creating, the new technologies they are introducing, most importantly, the pain points that they are addressing. So many inconveniences that common citizens used to face earlier, different aspects of living. Someone is identifying a solution and is able to successfully scale it. So these are the things which are very important for the country. But still, while number-wise, India is now rated number 3, ranked number 3 after US and UK. But I speak about it, and everyone else also acknowledges that we still need to do a few things different too. It's earlier when innovation and startup work started in our country, most of the solutions that you would see, they are not really original solutions. If someone has done something in the US, then we can bring it into the Indian context, make it more elegant. But because the huge market in India, even if you do that, will be an astounding success. But there is nothing original in that. So something very interesting. I actually heard again a very prominent Indian developer speak about it in a conference. He mentioned that every year thousands of wine of our countries, after they graduate, they start addressing the problems of the rich. Hardly anyone addresses the problem of the poor. And it is a kind that we bring that. So basically the idea is that identifying native problems. So go to our villages, in the working class neighborhoods of the city, you will find hundreds of problems still persisting. Each of them must solve it. Technology can solve that. An innovative way of enabling. Funding is available. There's one target of fire. So if you are able to be more regional, focused on real world problems that we face in our country, that will bring a completely new dimension to the world of innovation. In that sense, since we are in the 75th, we are in the Samrit Khan, that will be the real next phase of nation building and creating real prosperity. So today India is rapidly developing. Our economy size is growing, but one concern is the income gaps between the top host bracket and the bottom of the pyramid. That can happen only if people start attending to the open requirement. It is a very good initiative. So here, to one of your questions, I mentioned that there is an institution that looks at entrepreneurship amongst college students. but we ourselves realized that college is to be a bit late. At the college age, you are already maybe 18, 20, 20, and at that stage to tell you that creativity is like this, design thinking is like this, innovation and like, or possibly it won't work, because how you are going from an early age matters much more. So we ourselves have created a similar institution and similar programs, which is called YDH, at the School Innovation Challenges, School Boot Camps, etc., etc. So I see a huge alignment between what we have been doing and what AICTE has come up now. So it's definitely a very, very welcome initiative, and I would hope that AICTE and Telangana government would be able to synergize and collaborate so that the strengths that we bring at the grassroots work that we have done in the last 3 years both come together and benefit more number of students